What's up, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some Roxette. That's right, we're going to react to a group for the first time on the channel. I promise I'll keep this brief because I know people who've been following the channel probably heard this a dozen times already, and I don't want it to sound like formulaic or tired. So, bottom line, anytime I react to an album, or a group for the first time rather, I always say hello to anyone who's just found the channel looking for a reaction for that group, in this case Roxette. I'm an old school music collector, as you can probably tell from what you see behind you. I'm in my early 40s, I'm about to turn 42. I've been collecting music since I was a kid, cassette tapes at first, eventually CDs. I eventually got turntables. I'm a vinyl record DJ of a lot of different kinds of electronic music, acid trance, hardcore, Goa trance, and so on. But I also listen to synth pop, reggae, punk rock, hip hop, classical music, ambient, downtempo, all over the map, jazz. So yeah, I collect a lot of music and a lot of different media formats. On this channel, I do things a little differently than other reactors. I react to physical media rather than YouTube videos. Part of which is just because I like to celebrate physical media. Part of it is also I'm sort of a technological dinosaur, so I just kind of do this old school, kind of intimate music listening format. At some point I may alter things if I get a little techno assistance from some friends of mine, but for now this is how we do things. Ultimately, I've been reacting to bands that I knew, and over time, a number of friends and champions of the channel have begun sending me rips of their collections, so now I'm reacting to music that I haven't heard before and going on deep dives through albums. And big friend and champion of the channel, Yun, has sent me basically the entire Roxette catalog. I think that it's still like in the process of coming in, but we had the first several albums ready to go, so I wanted to give a big shout out to him. Okay, so what I understand about Roxette, when I do deep dives, I try not to look too closely into something because I like to learn via the fans and enthusiastic people who enjoy the music of these groups and know a lot about them and have spent their lives enjoying that music. So again, I try not to look too closely, but I do try to just brush up a little bit. And once again, Yun has sent me not only the music, but also like these PDFs where they're just sort of breakdowns on the different releases and the different groups. So my understanding is that Roxette is a Swedish pop duo. I think they had the most success in the 90s, but they got started in the second half of the 80s, and indeed we're going to start with the first album. And the first album is called Pearls of Passion. So yeah, the two people are Marie and I think Per. I don't know if you pronounce his name Per, so if I'm getting that wrong, I do apologize. But yeah, it's a duo, a male and a female, and like I said, the first album is '86. It looks like they have albums right up into, oh, but that one's sort of from the vaults. I'm not sure. I think 2016, Good Karma, may be their most recent album. But yeah, ultimately we're going to start with the first album, Pearls of Passion, and the first tune is called Soul Deep. For those new to the channel, anytime I react to a group where I know the song, I'll just talk for a few minutes before I do the reaction about what I think about the lyrics. I mentioned it in a number of videos. Lyrics, they are a specific meaning by the artist, but they're filtered through the brain of the listener, so they end up being a dialogue because your own experiences and understandings will inevitably influence the way that you hear certain lines and think about certain concepts. So yeah, when I know a song, I'll just talk for a minute or two about what the lyrics have meant to me or the way that I take them. And if I'm reacting to a tune I don't know, or at least I'm not sure that I've heard, because sometimes I react to a tune and it's like, wait, I actually know this. But if I haven't heard a tune, I'll just talk for a minute or two about the title, just to speculate about what it might suggest. Not in any definitive way, of course, but just in terms of what the phrase or word will make my brain think of as a way to possibly, get the mental circuits working, so that if I hear a line that does fit with that interpretation, it'll seem more approachable, if you will. So yeah, I'm intrigued by the title. Again, Soul Deep, I feel like it could be something that is about someone's character. It could be something that is about how deeply something is felt. It's not just felt superficially. It's not just felt in the flesh and bone, which would often be like a very deep and fundamental impact of something, but even deeper. It goes soul deep. It goes into the very essence of your being. So yeah, I feel like it may have more to do with external phenomena, singular or plural, impacting someone in a way that is, again, far beyond skin deep, far beyond muscles and fibers of one's like physical body and on into sort of the emotional core of their existence. So we'll have to see if that has anything to do with it, but let's get it. This is Roxette, the first tune on their debut album Pearls of Passion, and it's called Soul Deep. I like the vibes already. Feels like fun. I like the quality of the snare too. I like the brass hits. Kind of some low end grit too. Got some grit, some attitude. Hitting your heart like a fire. So it is about maybe love or passionate feelings penetrating. Taking her what away? Ooh. So is that her playing that? And I do mean playing it. Like Annie Lennox vibes. It's a different voice, but like what she's doing with her voice is reminiscent. I like the stripped down iteration here. Snare is, I'm a techno DJ, it gives me a very dance floor feel because it's just relentless. Is it Heavenly Way? Is it the heavenly way that's setting the heart on fire and reaching soul deep? Oh, look who it is. That's a very sleepy Luca over there, going back to sleep right away. That's a very intriguing beginning. Again, shout out to Jan. I'm looking forward to this. And it's, it's been a little bit coming. He started sending this material to me a couple weeks ago. Again, I got a lot of deep dives going on, and ultimately, I just wanted to make sure I had everything downloaded and, I had to unzip the files. And so it's been a bit of a process, but we are here now. Shout out to Jan. Yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know if you're familiar with their work, or let me know if you're not familiar and this would be a new deep dive to you as well. Yeah, like as far as I know, I don't know any of their tunes because it's not a name that I even heard until recently. But yeah, that was super fun, and I feel like had I heard that in the mid to late 80s, I would have been on board and like, hey, let's hear more of that, because again, her voice, wow. That guitar solo really stood out to me, but more than anything, her voice stood out. Again, it had, it was reminiscent of Annie Lennox, which, believe me, is one of the highest compliments I can pay. And it had a rasp to it, it had an attitude to it. So yeah, really cool. Looking forward to more of it. Once again, shout out to Jan. Let me know what you think. I will see you next time. Peace.